I'm keeping my same shirt on and everything.
I'm still smoking the Master Blend and I love it. I don't want to put it out. Um,
Great. All right, I'll lead us in. Everyone, welcome back to Ash Cigar Social. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew Postel. My friends call me Drew. I'm in the Cattleman Cigar in Weatherford, Texas. Our first episode was so nice, we decided to do it twice. But we start out every episode with what we are having. Eric, my friend, what cigar are you partaking in on this episode?
Based on how good this one is, Master Three Oliva is still going strong, and my camera likes the fact that I'm talking about it, apparently. Um, this guy right here has been lasted for about 40 minutes. I'm gonna keep going. If it goes out, I got a little something behind me that just might get lit up. How about you?
All right, so I've got something incredible that I'm having right now. If I can show my camera, it is the Grand Reserva Warped Grand Reserva 1988. This was the number three cigar in the world in 2019. Oh man, it is, and this is not available in a lot of places, Eric. This is actually kind of rare, so this is a good one. I bought it here in this cigar shop. It has a little bit of cinnamon in it. I started burning it before the episode. I was so excited about it. Maybe some fruity molasses. And guess what? It's from Nicaragua. It's 1988 because that's when the founder of Warped was born. So all of the great attributes that I like in a cigar, this one has. It's about an hour, maybe 45 minutes on this cigar for me. But this is one of the best burns ever.
I completely agree. Everything from Warped. I'll tell you, one of my top three cigars of all time is Warped Sarto Robusto.
It's hard to go wrong with anything that work kicks out. I wish they were a bigger brand, but sometimes you kind of need your cigars to stay small so that every cigar is amazing. And that's
That's
what this
it.
brand has.
So, and you've heard me in the past talk about Drew. You've heard me say small batch is kind of my thing. This is what we're talking about right here.
Yeah, this one is amazing. I find Eric like a lot of small batches, they're close, like a lot of boutique cigars,
Yeah.
they're close and eventually they'll get the right blend. This one had the right blend from the get-go. Like this one is a great stick. They haven't done anything wrong yet. It's wonderful, this cigar company.
Do they call that GR88? Is that what that one is?
Grand Reserva 88.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The GR88 is one of the top brands. I've heard other podcasts mention them. Let's shout out Creekside in Ohio, one of the best podcasts I've ever seen. Uh, Shout out to you guys. And when we do this episode, we're going to tag you. You guys are killing it on the scene. So, just outside of, man, I want to say Cincinnati.
Okay.
But
Since
they went all in with like the giant humidor and like hospitality out the yin. And you sit down, you get the best water known to man free of charge. They're doing it.
have you ever visited Cincinnati?
One time. I've been to Akron a couple of times.
Yeah, I used to live in Cincinnati, and I thought that a city with the name Sin in it twice would be a lot more fun, but it was a little different when I visited. There were a whole bunch of race riots when I was there. It was kind of a dicey place, but
Oh,
I still enjoyed good people were there, but it was going through a little tumultuous time when I was there.
okay. So in the past, all I knew it for was Giant Eagle, right? And now, which is a grocery store. And now it's like tech mecca.
Oh yeah? Huh.
Hey, you guys want some real estate knowledge? You ready? This is a little off topic for
Okay,
cigars.
let's see what we got.
Go buy as many houses as you can in Ohio right now.
Indiana is another place that's still affordable
Yeah,
and has a growing market.
yeah,
There was a long time where Ohio was struggling. I feel like it's been in a good place for a few years now. I hope it continues for 'em.
yeah. Cleveland, Akron has always struggled. But I will tell you, the incentives for tech are off the charts better than in 50 states, other 50 states, or the 49 states. And I just know there's a lot, like Amazon decided to put their hub there. All of the tech people are going there, and it's a cheaper labor market, but it's also somewhat central, and it's also relatively inexpensive still for people
Yeah,
to purchase land and stuff. So it's
yeah.
good.
If I'm a company, I want to put offices or grow my company, usually if it's close to universities that are good. If I'm
Yeah.
a manufacturing company, I still want to be close to trade schools that are good too. You know, having an educated workforce or a skilled workforce is really important. And that's why companies target places like Cincinnati or even Dallas, Fort Worth. We've got several universities here that have a good workforce for people who are looking to hire.
That's a really good segue for Texas because what better to talk about over cigar than the future of where you live, right? Um, Look, I named my company Rethink Home for that reason because people in all these states that are super expensive, we offer still today an opportunity to live here less than what they're normally used to.
Yeah, I'll plug us too because I moved here from New York, right? So New York is the largest city in the country. It's just insane how expensive everything is. But if you go to LA, it's insane. Some of Chicago is very expensive, and so is San Francisco and Washington D.C., Miami. But you come here, and those cities are like half the size of us. We're the fourth largest metro in the country, and you can buy like the median home price. It's like 380. You can,
Yeah,
yeah,
350 to 380.
350,
Yeah.
something around there. Yeah. You can find a very affordable home here that's nice that your family can live in. Oh, and by the way, there's like hundreds of companies that are hiring. So I think there's a reason why people keep coming here. The secret is out.
Well, where you're sitting right now is about to be unrecognizable in the next 5 years.
Oh, what was it? I read something the other day that said that this would be the center of DFW in 40 years. I think that's a little crazy, but I guess anything's possible, in that far in the future.
No, I'm with you. I know the person that owns that, and I also know the people that are associated to that place you're sitting in, and they've already bought up like Fire Oak Grill that was around the corner. Um, there's quite a few places that are being purchased at the moment that are like scale of Hollywood level.
And Eric, like, I'm not from here. I didn't know everything, but I thought Weatherford was a bunch of $1 million horse ranches. I flipped a home here. I sold it for 225, a three-bedroom, two-bath home for 225. You can absolutely afford something here in town, and it's a nice town. Like I feel really comfortable being here, and I think anybody would have a good family life if they moved to Weatherford. It's just a little bit far from the center of Dallas or Fort Worth,
Yeah,
but if
center,
you
what, about 35 minutes to downtown Fort Worth from where you're at?
I mean, it might be a little bit more now because we're getting ready for the World Cup here, so they're doing a bunch of highway work to get ready for all the millions of people that are going to be in a little insane fan base when the World Cup comes to play.
Did you notice in that humidor there how many McAuliffe cigars are in there?
I did, yeah, I did.
I think half the people that work there used to work for McAuliffe, which is like a
Oh, okay.
stone's throw from where you are right now.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna be honest, they have some great cigars for $8. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's whatever fits your palate. Like it's really helpful whenever they're less expensive than others.
Right, right. I think the biggest hurdle, if we want to get into the socio-political economic sector of this discussion, I think the biggest hurdle is going to be what's on TV behind you there. That push has a lot of money and a lot of influence for where you're sitting. And equestrian, all anything to do with horses or cattle in that area is still happening. Like there's a lot of people. But here's the thing that is completely like blowing my mind. There are neighborhoods just south of where you are right now, like 10 minutes, and they all start at 1.1.
And if you went to Chicago or LA, all the houses are 1.1. I mean, and you're not getting what you have here. Like it's frustrating how expensive Southern California. I love living in Southern California.
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
can't even afford to live. It's like New York City. My wife and I, we had a 220 square foot apartment. It's like your bedroom. And my friends were begging us to take it over when we left. We had three windows. If you peered around one of the windows, you could see the East River. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Like most people's view was a brick wall.
When you
You had
say
to have a window to escape.
when you say river, you mean the aqueduct that's concrete?
No, it was the actual little
Okay,
East
okay,
River. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
okay, okay. I grew up in I was there for many years for in Anaheim, Long Beach, Cerritos, Norwalk, that area for a while. In fact, I could see the Knott's Berry Farm sign from outside of our neighborhood, which is wild. And and I never went to Disneyland. I went to Knott's Berry Farm. Um, it was more fun. And it was wild living there. I like visiting. I don't like living there.
It's a little crazy because you're in real estate, you're an agent, I'm a loan officer. We kind of know some of these intricate things. In DFW, there's some agents that do many, many transactions a year. You do a lot of transactions a year. But in San Diego, the top agent does 12 because that's all they need to do. They
I'll
sell
give that
12, $10 million
that
dollar homes. Yeah.
if you're doing 12 homes in Costa Mesa, you live anywhere you want to.
It's a little frustrating to see how many people are running through the day because they don't work like we work here. We got to work really hard to be anywhere. But over there, if you're in real estate, you can make it work by doing just a few transactions in the year.
It's funny how many people live like in Coronado Island down in San Diego that Uber that live in $4 million houses.
How's your stick doing? You still got any room left on it? It might be able to last.
It's happening. Oliva, go for the gusto. Let's go. Let's burn Eric's
Do you have
finger.
your little stick poker to get the last few puffs on it?
Hang on, hang on.
We get really fancy on this podcast sometimes. Yeah, yeah. So if you ever want to get those last few draws out of your cigar, you can use a tool that's really. Oh, there we got it for a second. Yep. You can also use like a toothpick or something else, but these are a little nicer. We like accoutrements in the cigar field. We like our lighters fancy, our cutters fancy. Pinky up, baby. Pinky up.
I love it. I cannot wait to hang out tonight and meet new people doing this. Um, some of the people that are coming tonight are not normal to our Ash to Ash crowd. Um, we've got a couple of doctors coming in. We got a couple of small business owners, and it's broadening our scope of community, which is oh my gosh, that speaks the world to me.
So Eric, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but my cigar thing is on Thursdays, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and it's okay. Like, so, and again, if you're watching our podcast, like we like cigars a lot. We throw events around cigars. This is maybe part of our business, but it's part of our culture too, how we socialize through cigars. So Eric's doing exactly what we preach about, getting together with good people and your friends, inviting them to hang out. I do mine in Fort Worth tomorrow night, and you're gonna have like what, 20 people here tonight? I'll
I
have
hope so.
20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you don't have to get this crazy. Okay, we're a little crazy. Invite one friend, hang out with your buddy. Just do something smaller. Just get out there and hang out though. That's what we talk about in this podcast is socializing around cigars.
Well, I'll tell you guys. Pretend like Drew's not here for a second. Drew drives about an hour and a half radius from where he lives for all activities, mostly barbecue and events. And I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot today again. What made you want to tie in with me specifically?
Okay, so you asked.
Okay.
So when a friend asks if you're a friend, you agree. That's what makes the friendships last for me. If my friend asks for help, I'm obligated because they're my friend to help them.
I
And
love
even
that,
if
though.
An
I love that.
inconvenience? It's not an inconvenience. Having a friend is not an inconvenience.
No, no, no. Uh, but
I
no,
mean,
I mean, I
sometimes, you know.
well, yeah, if they want to move and you got a truck, right? Um, well, I mean, let's go deeper on that because there's going to be people out there that just don't know how to take that first step. And I'm going to say, oh, your foam is showing. That is so funny. I'm looking at your foam on your thing. Uh, 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 there you go. There. Oh, I can see the horses now. Fantastic. Um, so a lot of people are sitting at home going, all right, guys, look, I know you guys are socialites, you're extroverts, whatever. Believe it or not, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm a true extrovert. I think there's a term called ambivert where you're kind of both in both camps. Um, yes, it's exhausting to be with people, but I also love being with people.
Yeah, Eric, I mean, I feel like I am an introvert that just got adopted by an extrovert. So I can make a good relationship with somebody in like 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But then sometimes after that, it's hard for me to have a longer relationship. So for those of us that struggle with being social, being adopted by somebody else is totally fine. Let's be adopted and have somebody be on our right wing, be our wingman, and help us get out there and create a good, healthy relationship with somebody.
I've had wingmans forever. When I met my wife, I had a wingman.
Oh, so was your wingman running cover when you met your wife?
He was. He absolutely was. And then we get to laugh at the things that we encounter in those things. And I was in my 20s, y'all. I mean, like I was a little bit later getting into the whole marriage thing. My first kid at 30, that kind of thing. But how old are you when you guys got married?
27.
Same, same, same. Well, I think I was 28. No, I was 28. I met her when I was 27. Yeah. And but I did have a wingman. But
Oh, yeah, I think that's the same for me. I think I met her when I was 27 and then we got married. I, of course, I know the exact date and age that I got married. Of course, baby, if you listen to this, I know all those things.
you know what my wife is not doing?
Mine either.
We can talk all we want. This is safe in the public. It's safe.
Very,
Um,
yeah.
no, I mean having a wingman inside of this helps if you don't know how to get started. Here's the part, if I may just step on my box just a little bit on this one. I was just talking to an agent in Virginia, of all places. Sarah, if you're watching this, good job today, by the way. Sometimes I get on coach calls and I can be a mentor for somebody based on the business that I do. Somebody wants to emulate that. I'm an open book. Let's talk about it. If you're willing to put the foot to the gas, let's go. That's me. But what I was telling her was she just didn't know what authenticity looked like in her career. And and I was like, well, you've got to have people in your life that success leaves clues. Almost think of it like breadcrumbs. You're looking for the breadcrumbs that these people have done that you can emulate. And it's not now if they're doing something antiquated and dinosaur-like, you don't want to do that, but you also want to do something that you enjoy. And this just happened to be one of those things. And I don't mention what I do inside of this space. I literally become a friend to people and and just to be honest, everybody already knows what you do. You don't need to tell them what you do. And when you become authentic and your brand is, let's say, cigars, well, it just becomes a catalyst for you guys to sit down and hang out. And I think, I mean, we've been friends for like 10 years. And it's just as of recent that we kind of realized, oh, we have these commonalities that we didn't realize about each other.
One of the most successful loan officers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She plays mahjong, and she has a network of mahjong players, and that's her authentic space. I was counting the other day, Eric, like how many jobs or careers I had before I came here. This is my ninth career, my ninth one. It took me a while to find the right thing that fit me. So if you aren't in a good place career-wise, it's okay. We've all been there. You can get there, and guess what? I have the right to change my mind about this career later too.
I highly wouldn't recommend that, by the way.
what do they call it? A midlife crisis, whatever you want to put on it. It's fine. If
Welcome,
I,
welcome, welcome to my world.
yeah, I feel like my midlife crisis was when I had my hair really long, like belt length. That was but I knew it in the beginning. I just wanted to try something different.
I mean, I shaved my head about a little over a year ago, and I mean, I've still got some hair, but I just was like, I don't want to deal with it anymore, and I really don't care. It's people aren't buying houses because of this, you know what I'm saying? Or people aren't filling the blank for your business because of this. It's what's here, and it's the connection that you have with folks that really kind of sets you apart. So here's the thing. There's a guy, oof. I'm going to plug somebody that I've been watching for about 2 years, 3 years now. His name is Dan Coe, Koe. And he's on YouTube and he is extreme with if you hate what you're doing, you got to change it. And if you want to check it out, you should.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of European people don't enjoy their jobs. It seems to be like a resounding message from people in Europe about their frustrations at work. Here in America, one of the freedoms that we have is usually so we can go get another job or change our environment. It's not always the case. I know people are in different places. Sometimes it's a very big struggle to be different based on where we are in life. But yeah, I hope that if your job is really a good job, you don't want to leave it, then find satisfaction somewhere else. Maybe, I don't know, having a cigar with your buddy, having a great time outside of work can help alleviate what you're feeling in your job.
I'll give you a snapshot of me 12 years ago. In fact, I'm watching my neighbor walk across. He just got back from his run. He's all sweaty and it's really hot here today. I helped him get in my neighborhood. He lives on my street now. He's a retired Navy chief, and he's just a badass. I love him. And he comes and hangs out with me in the garage occasionally. He went to Sicily recently and came back with a big bottle of wine. I don't drink, however, I will drink that. The cigar, I mean the Sicilian bottle, I can't buy here. But since he was military, he could get things here that I couldn't get. And it's just weird things like that that you find catalysts for people. And I don't know, man. I was in I told you I was going to give you a snapshot. Here it goes. I'm sitting as a design engineer for Lockheed and Bell
Hmm.
and L3 Communications and Learjet. I was actually, right before this, I was a manager for aerospace. Now imagine somebody that comes to you and says, hey, I want to give up a career, a 20 plus year career in aerospace to become a real estate agent. Dude, you have any
Yeah.
and with three kids, and it in the beginning it feels like a huge punch to the chest, right? Like you don't know if you're going to make it. But I knew in my heart of hearts that I had the tenacity to get kind of push through most things, and a savings account that really got depleted. But in the end, God, I feel like I'm talking too much. Sorry. In the end, uh, it kind of came full circle to where I'm now here in life. And if I would have stayed put, it would have been bad, you know?
You probably would have been fine. Probably would have been fine.
No, I'd have been dead. Dude,
You don't
I
even think
was,
you'd be fine.
no, I was
Yeah.
working 75 hours on a salary and stressed out beyond belief, and I was drinking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's so many stories that are just like that, right? And sometimes it's very difficult to make that leap. Sometimes people cannot make that leap. So we're
And I get that.
sympathetic for everybody who's in that position. We hope we get to a great place mentally and career wise. We're thinking
Uh,
about you for sure.
yeah, especially you military guys making the separation. Um, we've kind of plugged a few people in the past. Go on YouTube and look up Arlen Landers. He does nothing. Like his whole job is making the lives of military separating people better by assisting them into civilian life. And
So I had a friend the other day say something really strange to me. He's a little older than me, and he is bald. He bicks his head, but he doesn't have any hair anyway. He said something to me. He goes, "I was so thankful when Bruce Willis and Michael Jordan shaved their head. They made it normal to have a shaved head." I was like, "Really? Is that really what happened?" He goes, "Yeah. Before that, You would see it. Everybody had comb overs and toupees.
No.
Now that's not really very common because everybody just shaves it in because now it's normal to have a shaved head.
Do you have
It's so,
tattoos?
I do not.
That surprises me. That surprises me.
How many do you have?
I just have a big one and a small one. I got one here, and then I've got this one here, and it goes pretty far up. But this is a story, and this is a story. They have to have some level of meaning. It's not just flippantly me getting drunk and getting tattoos.
Right,
So
right.
this took a year planning, and then I sat I sat in the chair for 2.5 solid days for this.
Does it go to your elbow?
No, it stops here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty detailed, and I had to find the right guy to do it. And I went through 3 artists before I finally picked one. And I say all that because it's polarizing, like shaving your head, right?
Can you explain what some of the meanings are on your art?
Um, yeah, so this here kind of ties in, and you can hear it in my message quite a bit. Um, this is an eye with a tear, and it's photorealistic, and I love it. It reminds me of me being able to see the light, and I get to choose the light that's in me. Unfortunately, in the outside world, there's a lot of sin involved, a lot of things that kind of get in the way and cloud your mind. That's the tier. But I get to choose what to put in me. And that's kind of when I resonated like 3 or 4 episodes ago. You were like, stay positive, man. And I'm like, yeah, I'm practicing that daily because it's easy to get cynical for me. It's super easy. And then this one is very existential. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go into it. Um, so this here, God, I don't know where to start. So this here is represents humans because there's a story in the Bible about the raven uh, feeding someone in the forest and depending on God to tell the animal to drop the food because he told this guy to go to the Elijah to go to the woods. Um, this is us. And then this here is death. Now, in your head, you got a spiral of churning through, choosing, do I want light or do I want death? And then there's a community of people, in this case, represents the church. Um, there's a community of people that support this and what decision you're making. And really and truly, it comes down to the community. It doesn't have to be church, it's just representation of that. And so the light that you see that's coming in on the Raven, you can choose. And if you look at the spiral staircase, it either goes to light or it goes to death. And it's my choice.
How old were you when you started getting ink done?
46.
Yeah, man. Talk about a midlife crisis.
You're lucky I don't have long hair right now, right? Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go.
Still working it. Still
Still
working
going,
it.
baby. I haven't
Yeah,
let.
man.
Okay, so Oliva Master Blend Three. There you go. There, look at that ash, baby. Look at that. You are in a competition right now. Good for you. Um. Uh. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with all that, but this is again Oliva Master Blend Three. It's a special blend, and I haven't lit it once. This has been going for an hour. So, by the way, that was the small one that you're like, I wish it wouldn't burn through it so quick. This one's still going.
Yeah, I can tell like whenever I took this one out of the wrapper, I, feel the firmness of it. It's a nice firm cigar and the draw is even. I lit it one time. That's
Good.
a superior cigar.
By the way, guys, I got one of these online the other day. It's a lighter, and it's now granted this is a torch. I mean it is full on torch, right? Um, I don't always light mine with torches. I like soft flames when I'm not outside, but you can get lighters for $5 online, and they're phenomenal. Phenomenal. You do not need to
My
spend $120.
my favorite one is 16. Here it is. It's beat up. If I break it, it doesn't matter. It's 16, but it has a punch on the bottom.
Yep.
So that's how I like to cut my cigars is with the punch because I draw on it pretty heavy, and the punch helps me regulate how I draw on it. So I prefer that type of a cigar. It's a three. I mean, no, this is a quad. Yeah, it's a quad burn. So there's four. I do have to hold my cigar at length to get the right burn, but You don't have to get crazy with it. You certainly don't.
Well, Drew, this has been fun, man. I appreciate the insight, the vulnerability in conversation. I'm hoping you guys do get, a little nudge towards living a better life. And it usually involves other people to come and hang out that are like-minded. And you can filter people by doing things like cigars.
And if you're having a hard time finding a good friend, that's what we're here for. Tune in with us every week. Burn
Uh,
one with us. We're here for you.
I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you on the next one.